entitled Policing the Elephant in the Room. Please welcome Ken Krawchuk.
Do you see it? Of course you do. It's an elephant in the room. And no, it's not the one Katie's drawing. And like any proverbial elephant in the room, everybody can see it. But nobody talks about it. They may talk about its long reach, or the crushing power of its feet, but not the elephant, nor why it's there, nor what can be done about it. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, let me ask you a question. What do you think about the police? Does your heart start to race when you see one in your rearview mirror? Does your heart stop when he suddenly turns his lights on? And isn't it ironic that those lights are red, white, and blue? But I digress. And when he pulls you over and you roll down your window, do all your Toastmaster skills fly right out as you're shaking in fear? This is the police. They're sworn to protect us. Why are we afraid of our protectors? Let me ask you a few questions. Maybe we can shed a little light on this. Show of hands. How many of you come to a complete stop at every stop sign? How many of you always obey the speed limit? How many of you may have a drink or two and always hand the car keys over to a friend? Do I see a second elephant in this room? A few hundred years ago, the Founding Fathers bestowed upon us and our posterity a constitutional republic. Self-rule. What a power! And what have we done with that power? We have ordered the police to give us a ticket if we roll a stop sign. We've ordered the police to give us a ticket if we're traveling along with everybody else at some arbitrary speed. We've ordered them to set up warrantless, suspicionless checkpoints in the middle of the night to pull us over on our way home. Why? Why have we criminalized our routine, normal behavior? More importantly, what do we do? How can we turn our nemesis back into our protector? Maybe we can find some wisdom in that old joke about the man who went to the doctor's office and he says, "Doctor, every time I do this, it hurts." And the doctor said, "Well, then stop doing that." I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, "Oh, Ken, are you saying we should get rid of all the stop signs? We should get rid of all the speed limit signs and end DUI checkpoints?" Well, yeah. Although I would use the word retire instead. Because there's a way that we can still have safe streets, but take a couple steps to bringing our protector back onto our side. Would you like to hear it? 3 steps. Step 1, replace all stop signs with yield signs. Now we know how yield signs work. Drive along, you slow down, you look both ways, if there's no pedestrian, no traffic, you roll it. Isn't that exactly what we do, most of us do, with stop signs? Why shouldn't we align the law with our standard practice? Then we wouldn't be looking over our shoulder at the cops. How many of you ever gotten a ticket for rolling a stop sign? Do you like getting tickets? If we replaced stop signs with yield signs, it would never happen again. Now I would keep one stop sign, one kind, out in front of schools. Do you know how they have that school crossing sign? It looks like a little house. I'd use that, but I'd paint it red. And in big letters it would say, "Must stop." And if you rolled that one, you deserve a ticket. Let's do it for the children, as Hillary would say. How many of you think it's a good idea, replacing stop signs with yield signs? The rest of you can pay your tickets. Step 2, replace all numeric speed limit signs with descriptive signs instead. So instead of saying speed limit 65, speed limit 40, speed limit 7, and there's actually signs like that, have them say expressway speed, neighborhood speed, parking lot speed, or whatever it may be, school zone speed. What happens right away is that it's a wider range. It's a lot harder for a cop to give you a ticket for going 3 miles an hour over the speed limit. Now, when I've said that before, people say, all right, Ken, what's the range? What does expressway mean? What does a highway mean? I'm not going to tell you. Every day I drive up Interstate 95 to Princeton. Do you know how fast people travel? Rush hour, I-95. Guess.
72.
You're close. If you're in the right lane, you're doing 75. If you're in the left lane, you're doing 80.
But not when you're approaching stuff.
I'm getting to that. I like the way people anticipate. We all cruise along safely. Everything's fine. Everybody knows what they're doing. Until you see that cop in the median right around Yardley, and everybody slows down to 55. Until we pass that elephant, and then it's back up to 75, 80 again. So if we replaced the number signs with the descriptive signs, we the people could decide what the speed limit is, just as we decided what it is on I-95 every morning. How many people think that may be a better way? Speed limit signs, descriptive instead. Quite a number of us. Step 3, eliminate DUI checkpoints. Now, this is America, constitutional republic, self-rule. We're innocent until proven guilty. Why is it that the police think that we're drunk just because we're driving? There's no evidence of that. Several years ago, I went through the Abington Citizens Police Academy, graduated. I personally have worked DUI checkpoints. I could not believe the injustices I saw. The first night I was there, 8 people were hauled away in irons. 8 of them. And not one was drunk to my eye. Not one. When I went to the testing officer after he's taking away these people, I said, what's the idea? He walked the line, he touched his nose. And the cop said, oh, you don't have to be drunk to be over the limit. What? So what do we do instead? Roving patrols. Roving patrols are cheaper. They're more effective, 60% more effective according to studies. But best of all, they respect your right as an innocent citizen to travel about the nation. So there you have it. 3 new ideas, 3 ways of turning nemesis to protector. A new kind of stop sign, a new kind of speed limit, and a new way of dealing with people who are impaired and driving. What would we get from it? We would wind up with safer highways, friendlier police, less strain on your heart. All it takes is for us to have the courage to step forward, speak out, and say it's time for a change. How many people think it's time for a change? That's about all of you. Thank you very much. Madam Toastmaster.